Good humor. If I say that, I wonder if ice cream even comes to mind.
Oh, it does for me, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they got the iconic ice cream that's on a stick, and I think there's the chocolate stuff that coats the ice cream with the nuts all over it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. It seems to be a staple for a lot of people.
Yeah, good humor has a lot of different types, but this is one that I think is the most iconic. So they have like 3 different versions. There's one that's chocolate, there's one that's almond, there's one that's strawberry shortcake. That was always my go-to. Like, if I didn't get a push-up, I was getting that thing from the ice cream man.
Is that the one that's going away?
I think they're all 3 going away.
Oh, get out.
I'm pretty sure all the flavors of those types of bars are going away. The almond one, I think, has like coconut almonds on the outside.
I always feel like they're in the ice cream man's truck that we went through the neighborhood, right?
I feel like they always had them. Plus, like if you go into different convenience stores, there's almost, I think it's like a Good Humor like freezer, and they have those ice cream truck kind of treats in
So
there.
here's the thing about Scott, who does our news. His uncle made ice cream.
He sure did. Homemade. Do you remember like the wooden barrels with the rock salt? Yes. So I remember Sunday afternoons, he'd be cranking that thing, and whatever the fresh fruit was at the time, he would get like strawberries, or my favorite was homemade peach ice cream. But I so remember, and it was so cold, it would freeze your tongue, but it was so good.
It was good. I remember having one of those at one time. I wasn't good at it, so I got rid of it.
Well, that's the thing. My parents would try to make it like on a random Saturday night or whatever, do the same thing, strawberries, peaches, whatever. And then my mom would be like, I hope we get a good dew on it.
Good dew?
That's what she
What does that mean?
I didn't get a good dew on that one, as though it failed. It was an ice cream fail if it wasn't a good dew, but that's what she always said.
Well, never heard of that.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Jenny was hearing about ice cream. She goes, you can't believe what my first job was. 800-447-7234. What is it, Jenny?
The favorite thing about my first job was I worked in an ice cream factory. It was awesome. As long as the machines were running, you got to eat all the ice cream you wanted.
Isn't that good?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
The ice cream you want. One of my I had 2 first jobs. I worked part-time at an Orange Julius in the mall.
Oh, fun.
And then I worked at a cafeteria.
Oh, wow.
I ate like a pig. Oh, my word.
Well, that's
that was
usually,
like,
benefits.
Right? Yeah, and the ice cream machines, and then the Orange Julius stuff. That was just so good. I don't even know if you know what that is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Orange Julius?
Yeah. My first job, dipping ice cream at 14 years
Get
old.
out. 14?
Yeah. Oh, my mama saw a sign that said, looking to hire. She went in and said, how old do you have to be? And they said, well, she can work like on a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon for a couple of hours.
At 14?
At 14, and I just dipped ice cream at a little cricket.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Lynette's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Lynette?
Well, my first job, pretty funny. It was in a potato shed, and the potato trucks would drop off the potatoes. They'd roll down a grater, and I would have to pull out like the sticks and the weeds and the rotten potatoes. And unfortunately, I was really young, and it got monotonous, and I would kind of try to fall asleep. So they pulled me off of that and put me down at the base where I would pull a lever to let the potatoes come down, and the lever would decide whether they went to the station where there were 5-pound bags, or if I closed the lever, it would go to the 10-pound bag. Again, I was young, so it was a little boring. The mud that would come off the potatoes would come down the side railing, and as I waited for the sign to pull the lever, I would pull the mud out of the side, and I started making little animal figurines.
Oh, funny. Oh.
And line them up on the railing, and then people started going, hey, can I have one of those? And it became a thing.
A little side hustle.
And then I became got off that and became an artist. So that was kind of fun.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Our newest intern. His name is Luke. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. So the winning weekend's coming up, right? And on the winning weekend, through the My HISRadio app, which, by the way, download if you don't have it already, Google Play in the App Store, because all weekend long, best summer ever, Dollywood tickets for your family. And then Luke has this burning question.
So I've got to ask, what is Dollywood?
What is Dolly?
What is
Does
Dollywood?
it have anything to do with Dolly Parton?
So let's think here, okay?
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina. So whenever I see pictures for Dollywood, they're just talking about something a whole state over. And I haven't been there.
A whole state?
A whole state over. Listen, he answered his own question.
Yeah.
Because you said what? Is it about who?
Dolly Parton?
Yeah, that's it.
She kind of owns it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought she sat in like her high castle and looked at her records of Jolie.
She probably does a little bit.
To have the question,
What
is a Dollywood?
And why do they call it Dollywood? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's after Dolly Parton. She kind of owns the town of Sevierville and Pigeon Forge, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we're going to send a family.
Yeah, all weekend long, winning weekend through the My HISRadio app, courtesy of Southern Wesleyan University, making all these trips happen throughout the summer. The grand prize is the Universal trip, which is going to be great.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Okay, sometimes you need to really watch what you ask for, right? You wish for it, and it just kind of happens, and you're like, wait a minute. Lauren's 10 years old, and her Uncle Johnny has this parrot. And so Lauren looks at Uncle Johnny when she was 10 and said, hey, if you ever die, can I have your parrot? She's 10.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's all grown up. Uncle Johnny did pass away. And you know what Lauren inherited?
The parrot.
And here's the thing, the parrot's 50 years old.
But they can live a good long time.
I had no idea because they can live to be 80, these parrots.
Right. Well, and she's kind of like, I wish I hadn't asked. The parrot all day long goes, Lauren! Like all day long.
Says what?
Lauren! Says her name
Oh,
over
for
and
real?
over
Oh, that's crazy.
and over and over.
That is so crazy. Makes me think about the things that you inherit. Or it's like kind of like given down. Like, for instance, I don't have a mom or a dad, right? I was orphaned when I was a teenager. And so there's this one guy, I'm going to say it was about 10 years ago, that came here. And he said, listen, I know your story. I heard your story. I know nobody's ever passed anything down to you. This is my grandpa's buck knife. And it was in this nice leather case. He goes, I want to give it to you.
Oh, my goodness.
I have that. It's on my bookshelf, and whenever I go camping, it's on my belt. I love that thing. It's like I got something from a grandpa.
Oh, exactly. It's more than the knife. It was the act of giving it to you.
Yeah,
passing it
I mean,
down.
it's so crazy cool. And then Scott gets what for your grandma?
My grandmother, who pretty much raised me, I still remember seeing her just about every night reading her Bible. It was green bound, and it's funny, she sat in a green chair reading her green bound Bible. But when she passed away, I got that, and it's just such a sweet memory of her. And there are a couple of bulletins, church bulletins, that are tucked in the Bible from when I was like 1 or 2.
No.
Yeah, so it's really neat to have that.
Probably some notes on the side and grandma's writing. Oh, that's so
Yes.
sweet. Okay, so Amanda just texted and said, my mom's good looks. That's what I inherited.
All right, Amanda.
And she said, and a lot of her artwork, but it's the good looks I count on.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
After hearing about this lady that inherited her uncle's parrot after she said when she was a kid at 10, I want that when you die, Uncle Johnny.
And now she's rethinking it.
I know, right? Makes us think about the things that was passed on to you. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, 800-447-7234.
So Carrie said he got a dog, inherited it, and the dog's name is Killer. So one time, Killer was chasing a cat, and he
Okay.
went down the road going, Killer! Killer! Well, his new neighbors thought he was telling the dog to kill the cat.
No.
Well, because it sounded like kill her rather
Yes.
than kill her. And so he inherited that dog from a family friend named Mr. Bob. So,
Mr. Bob's killer
Yeah, exactly.
dog.
And then Christine said, okay, y'all are talking about inherited things. Gonna make me cry. She said, when I was younger, my grandma had this beautiful cross. It was pink and green, had some other colors in it. And when she passed on, she got it. She said, I wear it a lot, and every time I do, I think about her. And in fact, I think that my dad was the one who gave Grandma this cross
No
necklace.
way. When he was
So-
a kid.
So sweet.
That is beautiful. I love that. So Sherry's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Sherry? You're on his radio.
My grandmother was a preacher's wife, and she had 2 statues in her house, one of Jesus and some sheep, and one of Jesus and something I can't remember because that one wasn't mine. But she always told myself and my cousin when I'll pass. This one's yours and this one's hers. And sure enough, when she passed, I got my Jesus statue with 2 sheep, and I still have it today.
I love that. Jesus and sheep.
Right, and she's got it like in a prominent place in the house so she can show it off.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I think James needs Dad of the Year because James thinking, my daughter, I need to spend more time with her. So what does James do? I mean, brilliant what James does. He gets a second job so he can spend more time with his daughter.
Yeah, working with her at the same place.
I was thinking, wait a minute, dude, second job? What's wrong with you? How can you spend more time with your daughter? She works at Food Lion in the deli bakery department. And he's like, I'm going to get a job with her. And so now they work together in the deli bakery department at Food Lion.
Yeah, pretty much. He got hired and he told the manager, look, as long as I can be scheduled when she works, then I will keep this job. But as soon as, that doesn't kind of work out anymore, I'm kind of out of here. Because he already has a full-time job. So the only reason he got this job was to be near her. Now I got to ask the question, how does she feel about it?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I so wish I'd have thought about this when I was sending my kids to summer camp. There's a mom, Caitlin, and she went on an Instagram page. It's called Our Mama Guide. And it's all these different ideas of things you can do with your kids and being a mama. So she came up with Be a Person Camp.
At home?
At home. She has a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And she thought, what they need more than anything else? It's just those normal day-to-day kind of life skills, like how to put on a Band-Aid, how to, floss your teeth well. She doesn't say just how to floss your teeth, but how to do it well. But then she goes on, and I'm thinking, Mama is getting double out of this. So she's teaching her kids how to be a person, right? Just how to live. But she's also getting a little help around the house, how to dust, how to wash the windows.
See?
But at that
That's some
age,
smart thinking.
it is. But at that age, kids really enjoy doing those household tasks. They like dusting. I remember my youngest especially, can I dust today? When he was a toddler, And so I would spray the stuff and on the table and he would wipe it down. He loved it. Mm-hmm. A couple years goes by. Oh, I have to do that again.
I know. It does change pretty quick.
It does change. And then you got to, coax them into it, and then it turns ugly. So if you teach them how to be a person, that's pretty awesome.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Okay, you've got a junk drawer. I'm sure of it. Liz. Oh, my word. The junk drawer she has at her house.
I have 3.
3?
I do.
I was guessing 1. 3?
No, I have 3.
That's why.
But I would just do. I have, like the silverware drawer, and then you have like I have a baking drawer. Actually, I have 2 baking drawers. But
that's not junk.
No, but then we have a lot of cabinets. Thankfully, my husband, when he was building the house, made sure I had a lot of.
So you had too many cabinets that you turned 3 of them into junk.
3 are
come on.
junk drawers. Yeah.
Okay, now condiments.
Yeah.
Like the little packets that you get from restaurants. I'm sure they're in there.
Oh, we have a ton from Taco Bell.
Oh,
Every
come
time I have to
on.
go, my husband's like,
Come
make sure to
on.
get hot and fire.
So here's the thing, Heinz. Heinz,
Yes.
57 and the ketchup and all that stuff.
Mustard.
So they service a lot of restaurants and stadiums and other places that have food, right? Mm-hmm. And so you get these packets so that you can put the ketchup and stuff on it. So now they come out. It's hilarious. They have a collector's edition of those packets now.
Well, of course.
Because they know people get them, and so there's 1 per state. So there's now 1 per state of a packet that's a collector's item that you can get from a restaurant now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think South Carolina and North Carolina got gypped a little bit.
Why?
Because we have the same packet, pretty much. They're both for their barbecue sauce. So it's all condiments, not just ketchup, right? And for North and South Carolina, it's both pulled pork. And so we didn't really get our own.
So here's the thing. North Carolina barbecue is unique.
It is different. They use the shoulder.
It's so different for North Carolina than it is for South Carolina. And so
Carolina
to
uses
share a condiment packet for barbecue sauce, I think is a rip.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Need to make it totally
Mm-hmm.
different. See, Georgia over there. Okay, now I don't understand the Georgia one. The Georgia one is a mustard packet.
Okay, well,
and
there's
it
nothing
has
wrong with
hush
that.
puppies on it. hush puppies and mustard.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Are UPS delivery drivers? I had no idea, and I thought they did. There's no air conditioning in those trucks.
No, I see the doors open all the time, but I just figured that's the ease of getting in and out.
There's 2 fans to keep these men and women cool in the UPS trucks.
Big whoop.
I had no idea. And they work so hard.
They do.
Yeah.
If anybody needs air conditioning, it's people
Listen.
that work in the out of doors and work so hard.
I would sweat so bad if I was a UPS
Right?
delivery driver.
Well, thank goodness their little uniforms are brown, right?
You'd still see the sweat pits
you
on
do
me.
a little bit. Not as
it would
bad,
be
but-
horrific. Horrific. So I'm feeling for them. And then I just learned that, yeah, they did make a deal. There was some negotiation, and now some of these trucks are going to have air conditioning in them.
Yeah, it's like the new trucks that they're going to be buying. But there's so many UPS trucks. You see them everywhere in every neighborhood, and all they got's fans.
I had no idea. I mean, and that it really tells me that's why the doors are open all the time, especially during the summer.
Not just the ease of it. I tell
Yeah.
you what, next time a UPS driver comes to the house, big old glass of lemonade for you, buddy.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Yeah, if you would survey your cabinets right now, your kitchen cabinets, and take a look at some of the dishes that is there, I wonder if you have Corningware. Scott, you have Corningware. I'm sure. I'm sure of it, Scott. You have Corningware.
It's possible.
Do you even know what that is?
Pyrex, Corningware, it's something up there, yeah.
Pyrex?
Pyrex is a thing, but that's really big right now. I don't know that Corningware is so big right now.
No, it's not. They're going bankrupt.
Oh, no.
Seriously. But here's the thing. They've been around for so long. I mean, some stuff you probably got from grandma is still in your kitchen cabinets. There's some Corningware, especially the stuff that's got the floury, the pots that got, I don't know if you call them pot because they're ceramic.
Like a casserole dish
Okay, there
or
you go.
things like that.
I don't know what they're called. But yeah, that's it. The casserole dish, and that's got the little floury stuff on it. Some of them are on eBay. One went for, get this, $17,000. I know, that's crazy to think about.
That's incredible.
Right? And so I'm thinking my grandmother had that. And the first flowery stuff that we got when Amy and I were married, and we went to Gatlinburg, I think there's a whole Corningware thing in Pigeon Forge.
Oh, I think you're right.
At least there was at one time. I mean, that's where we honeymooned and Dollywood and all that other stuff. And so I remember picking up a bunch of that dishware and some of those casserole or pot, whatever you call
dishes, yeah.
and brought them home. So I'm wondering if any of those are worth some dime.
I think it's worth looking into, but I also think there's probably an estate sale or two happening this weekend.
You would think, right?
I'm
Do
thinking.
you know, I just remembered something.
What's that?
Yeah.
My wife has boxes of her grandmother's china in our attic.
You're sitting on a fortune.
I've got to go
Scott is sitting on a fortune.
sifting through that.
You
Cash
should.
cow in the attic.
Yes. Ooh, I'm
Seriously.
excited.
Because look, if you look on eBay, some of these things are going for $3,000, the Corningware, because they're going bankrupt. I see the lowest at $650, and then the
Still.
highest was $17,000.
You want to give me $650 for a gravy boat? Sold.